Now from you, what occasioned this training of journalists? What brought about the idea to assemble some journalists and train them?
The Distinguished Scholars of Africa and Data Link University have always been interested in development, and we've realized that journalists in particular are the forefront of development. They are the educators of the community, they are the teachers of the community. People listen to them. And we ask ourselves, so who is teaching these teachers? And then we realize that it's very difficult for journalists to get the right education in terms of critical areas of knowledge, in terms of economics, in terms of law, intelligence, politics, and society. Then we decided, since we are initiators of change and leaders of change, we decided that we want to help the journalists to become better and strong and more competent.
And most of the time when people are doing workshops or training, at least something is taken from those who want to be part. But this time it's going for free. Why?
Yes, the reason we're doing it for free is because we can, and we think if we do it for free, it enables people who don't have the capacity to pay to come. We're not doing this for profit, and if you want to make a difference, you cannot start putting roadblocks in terms of pay. We don't need the money. So if people can come and not be blocked by access because of lack of money, it is very good. And in fact, when we did it now, we have a lot more people than we expected to come. So we've been very happy because we did not charge money, a lot of people came.
It's the maiden edition, and I'm sure that Ghana is the first country. Do you have plans to emulate it or take it to other African countries?
That's right. The Distinguished Scholars of Africa are an international group of African scholars. So our mandate is not just for Ghana, but for the rest of Africa. But Ghana is the first place. Ghana is the headquarters, and we Ghanaians started it, and we have members across Africa. So definitely, now that Ghana has taken the lead, we will go elsewhere. And this is going to be a permanent program long after you and I have left the planet. I'm sure it will continue. Because a program like this must continue, must be supported, and must be everywhere.
Is it going to be like a day's workshop like now? Because you say it's going to continue.
No, it's going to be a 1 year or more program, and it's going to be in universities across the nations, and then you have to be accredited properly and also ensure that it's supported by the Distinguished Scholars of Africa. So for example, we will have several universities abroad and in the nation supporting this program, and students and journalists can attend and take the program, but not 1 day program. It's going to be at least 1 year program.
And after training journalists, I'm sure that you have some expectations. Was the program able to meet your objective or your aim and what you were expecting to see?
Definitely. When I started out the program, I spoke to journalists and I told them it's guaranteed to make the journalists smarter, or I'll give them 100 CDs each. And in fact, nobody asked me for the 100 CDs. So that shows that everybody was satisfied. They're more competent, more learned, more critical, and in fact, they've become better journalists. And they're already standardized, international standardized certified. So I have no problem. I'm very happy with what happened today. I think we achieved our goals. I think we exceeded our expectations, and I'm happy with the outcome.
So after this, what do you expect to see in the change of reporting or journalism?
I expect the journalists to be more learned, and therefore, in terms of the questions, more relevant questions, more critical, more balanced in terms of the type of reporting they do. I expect them to add their own creative input and output to what you're doing. I expect better journalism. I expect the standard to be international, and I expect to see that the Ghanaian journalists will be able to even be invited abroad to compete and to work abroad. I'm not expecting Ghanaian journalists to remain in Ghana. I expect that after this program, if they continue along the path that we've laid, that many of them will be called to international broadcasts and do the work properly.
You say if they continue, does it mean that you are severing the relationship or network with them because you just trained them?
No. We will work with them continuously, and I would love to continue working with journalists because they're the great teachers of our nation. When I say if they continue, meaning we cannot force anyone to continue to be competent, to be dedicated, to be disciplined, and along the way some may fall. It's human nature. So I'm just saying that as long as they're committed to excellent journalism, we'll work with them and make sure that they move forward. And that's all I'm saying.
And finally, I'm sure that before you even decided to do this workshop or training course for journalists, you have had the opportunity to monitor the media landscape in Ghana. What do you think?
I think the journalists are trying their very best in the country, but it's a country of poverty and hardship and disappointments, and that has affected the media as well. So you see a lot of people reporting from hunger, from frustration, from fatigue, and just reporting anything because they have to do their jobs. So that's what I have seen. I think journalists need a lot of help, and this is part of the initial process of helping them. This is not anything, but at least the beginning of something great, and I think journalists need to be paid well. People need to understand that journalism is a profession like any other profession, and as long as they're paid well, they can do the job better. And we want to start processes where equity comes in, where people get equal work, equal pay, and not only that, international work, international pay.
Do you think that we are being professionals, aside from the fact that we are talking about money or pay? Just let's put the money aside. Journalists in Ghana, are they being professional? Are they living up to standards?
I think there are different types of journalists in Ghana because there's no requirement to be a journalist, you have to have a certificate. So there are ignorant journalists and there are learned journalists. And I think the vast majority of journalists are good-minded. I mean, they want to do good journalism, but they are handicapped by resources and training. So what we have to do is help those who are serious, help those who want to be professional, to become more competent. And we cannot do that by criticizing them. We have to help them. And if we help them and they refuse the help, then now we can criticize them. But for those who haven't received any help, we have no right to comment on that. But what I would say is I've been very impressed by the numbers, the people who came here, the commitment, they sat through, they were quiet, cooperative and everything. And I think that the future of journalism in Ghana is very bright. And Ghanaians are very lucky because now they have journalists who are committed, who are more learned, who will help them a lot.
We are grateful.
Thank you.